interesting story about Bertie short stories. Now let's start it. Here are the piece of gossip I just picked up about Bertie the frog. As you know, Bertie used to be a handsome prince, but now he been turned into a frog, and he live in the pond with the tadpoles, bird, and fish, and keep him company. Bertie's friend Sandy is a special swan who has lost lots of romantic daydreams. Sometimes she look at her reflection in the pond and imagines that her beautiful neck is rather royal. The other creatures say that she really asking Bertie that it's like to be a princess, calling the crab who is a very grumpy fish, likes taking Sandy and her lofty ideas down a peg or two. Did you know such you say to Sandy today? You don't? Well, today it was rather rude. He said, "It doesn't make any sense to you that it likes being the princess. Just as swan, you stuck that way." But Tim, the tadpole, said, "Perhaps you might be the princess, really. Maybe someone turned her into the swan." Sandy became quite excited as he thought of that. "You think I am being a princess, Bertie?" she said. "Do you really?" In reply, Bertie told her a little secret. A beauty princess preaching was a special princess test. It helped her to tell who was the princess and who wasn't. She'd just asked for them whether they wanted to take the princess test. "Can I take the princess test?" asked Sandy. "Well," said Bertie, "if they said yes, then they want really a princess, because a real princess doesn't need to take a test." She sort of knows. "Oh," said Sandy a bit sadly. "I might not be a princess, but I'm most beautiful swan in this pond." But Colin the camp wasn't at all bored over by her beautiful. She grumped back at her. "Well, you not say much. You're not only swan on this pond." And everyone laughed except Sandy, who gave away as much royal dignity as she could emerge. Now, if enough children listen to his stories, one day he will turn back into princess, and perhaps, just perhaps, he will invite Sandy to come and live on a special monumental pond, and with golden fountain, and her dream will come true. But almost. Here's a piece of gossip you just pick up about Bertie the frog. As you know, he used to be a handsome prince, that he was a royal. He was always extremely brave, and that's why all the creatures who live in his pond always look up to him. Now, this morning it was a very chilly weather. They were down to Bertie Pond. Mr. Froggy has been through a vegetable patch, and everything was white and snowy, including Sandy the Swan. Now, you might not know this, but no more. Sandy is a special swan because her father feather was a jet black. When Tim the Tadpole looked up under the pebble in the bottom of the pond, he saw Sandy all glittering the white with the frost. And he was a bit frightened because he had never seen a white swan before. "Oh, oh!" screeched little Tim. Is that a ghost one? But he was used to Tim's silly question by now. Oh no, he boomed. Ghosts aren't real, so can't be a ghost. That's a new type of swan we have never seen before. When Colin the cat heard Bertie telling him to this little Tim, he swam over and said, "Well, Bertie, since you considered yourself to be a prince of this pond, and on the nature pond, leader of this creature, great and small, perhaps you should to go over and produce yourself to our new friends. If it really is a friend, that is not a ghost one." "Oh, craps," thought Bertie. "That if it is a ghost, oh, very well, you a prince to be brave. But when you are a frog, things can be a bit scary sometimes." "Go on, Bertie," said Colin. "Go on, Bertie," said little Tim. Uh, um, Croak, said Bertie. Just then a ghostly white swan glided through the west toward the little group of creatures. Tim quickly dived down and high into the piece of green slime. Colin, the cat, sank into the bottom of the pond and pretended to be a lump of mud. Bertie wanted to hop away, but he was so scared that he found his leg was numb and he couldn't leap up his lily pad. The ghostly swan said, "Hello, Bertie. It is frosty this morning and my feathers are all white. Do you think I look like a princess?" And Bertie recognized the voice of Sandy the swan, although she was noble a black swan. He croaked a little, but no proper words came out of his mouth. "Oh, my dear Bertie," said Sandy sympathetically, "you're such a poor shape of green today. Are you feeling well?" "I think," said Bertie, "that I might be starting a cold." But Tim, the Colin, was secretly very impressed that the Bertie hadn't hopped away, and they thought that I might be a brave frog after all. "There's a dog who lives in the palace, and his name is Pucker. Sometimes Pucker comes down to the pond, and do you know why he called Pucker? You don't, of course. Because he barks and 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 barks." Tim, the tadpole, only very small, even for the tadpole, found that a bit scary. So this morning, Parker was barking and Tim was hiding behind some green slime. "I'm a bit scared, Bertie," said Tim. "Don't be scared, little Tim," croaked Bertie. "He's only a silly old dog." But Parker was growling, and then he dipped in his big nosy nose into the water and started drinking. Bertie jumped away. "You're scared, wow," said Colin the cat. "Rubbish," said Bertie. "I used to be a princess, and prince and princess aren't afraid of anything." Then Bertie looked across at Sandy the swan. Now, Sandy is a very special swan. Unlike most swan who doesn't know is white, she is jet black and was wonderful red black. Although she was very gentle, really. Sometimes she would be a bit threatening when she flaps a wing and hisses because she was in a bad mood. Bertie, who was hiding in a nest of lily pads, spoke her head out of the water and said, Sandy, how big are your wings? Sandy flapped her big black wings. This big, she said with a surprise. Then Bucker looked up and the silly dog ran away because he really scared of Swan. As he started to run away, Bertie croaked at him as fussily as he looked. Look, I made him run away. Oh, Bertie, swooned Sandy, you're so brave. Anytime you have a spare moment, just drop by our website where you would find lots of stories. You have funny stories which you might never heard before, but I hope you will enjoy listening to them. And we have lots of new stories too. So come by and listen. Until then, from me, Koi. Bye bye.